With me, my good friend, Mr. John Olson, Mr. Idris Salam, Mr. Michael Zappy. How you guys doing, man? Good to see you all.
Oh yeah, week 9. Let's do it.
All right. Before we get started into our games, we're going to just let the viewers know these are the teams on a bye this week. The Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos, San Francisco 49ers, Pittsburgh Steelers, our New York Giants, Idris and I, and the Cleveland Browns. 3 of these teams, their seasons for the most part probably over. However, the 3 NFC teams all have ambitions to play deep into January, possibly one of them even into February. We're going to hit on some of our midpoint grades towards the end of the show. But our first game of the week is the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Kind of an interesting matchup, interconference game. The Falcons, rather upstart, kind of a surprise in a very wacky NFC South this year. Chargers nursing the injuries. Every time I mention them, I always allude to them nursing injuries, but Justin Herbert is going to take them as far. They go as far as Justin Herbert can go. Austin Eckler having an awesome year. They need some health in that defense, though, and they need their guy Keenan Allen to be back at 100%. This is going to be a really good game. I actually think that these two teams offensively do a lot of things that actually mimic each other. Gentlemen, whoever wants to jump in first, what do you guys think about this matchup?
I guess I'll go first. I think it's a good matchup, and the Chargers, as I said before the season started, I'm still iffy on Justin Herbert, and so far what I've said about him has been it's been on point. His health, the team on defense is pretty weak. Keenan is not healthy. Eckler's doing his thing though. I figured he would. Atlanta, ever since the Tampa Bay game where they got robbed on that late hit, they've reeled off 3 in a row, and Tampa Bay has took a dive. I think it's an evenly matched game. It's going to be the quarterback, man. Can Herbert do it? I mean, Herbert's got game, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Atlanta, man. I'm going to go 24-21. I think it'll be close. I think a field goal will end it.
Cordarrelle Patterson may be suiting up for this one. Just want to mention that.
Right. The secret weapon.
Prior to his injury, he was amongst the top 3 rushers in the NFL through the month of September in the first 3 weeks of the year before he got hurt. He's been on the injured reserve, so he had to sit out his 6 games. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to let you guys continue to talk, and maybe somebody will convince me. Whoever wants to go next, what are your thoughts, guys?
Well, I really, besides Patterson, I don't exactly even know who's running for the Falcons.
Not exactly.
Allergy, whatever his name is.
Not exactly the household names. I don't think anybody was prepared for the Falcons to actually be a factor this year. They're quite the surprise. I thought if anybody thought that somebody had a chance of punching the Bucs, would have been the Saints. Marcus Mariota. I want to start there. I feel that he's gaining a second script for his career. I like what he has been able to do. The defense is a lot better than people give that team credit for. I think their defense is on the rise. This could go one of 2 ways. I think if Atlanta is able to run the ball and keep Justin Herbert off the field, I think they're going to win the game. They're at home. They're in first place. The Bucs are a mess right now. I'm going to go Falcons here. I'm going to go Falcons 30-24. Overtime. Let's make this an overtime game. 30-24 in OT.
So I'll be the odd man out on this one, I guess. Look, the Chargers, they're hurting a lot. They just lost J.C. Jackson for the season as well to go along with the numerous amounts of players on that defensive side that have been hurt. However, the Falcons, while they're in first place, I mean, if it wasn't for a bad penalty at the end of the game where DJ Moore got called for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then the Panthers kicker Pinero missing the extra point and then missing the game-winning field goal in
Missing game,
overtime.
yeah.
We're talking about this Falcons team being 3-5,
Right.
and the Panthers being in first place. But because the luck of the
Yeah.
draw, they're in first. But because of the injuries to the Chargers, I think this is a closer game. But I still think the Chargers are a better team on paper and on the field. I think the Chargers will be. It will be a lot better matched up because of that. But ultimately, I think the Chargers will pull off the win, 27-24.
You know what's funny? We talking about Marcus Mariota. It's funny how him and Geno Smith, two quarterbacks who
resurrected their careers.
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
didn't really say who I thought was going to win this game. I mentioned that I didn't know who the Falcons running backs were, but I think the Chargers. I think the Chargers will take this one, especially if Keenan Allen is back at full strength. Like Zappy said, the Falcons should have got beat last week.
Yeah.
By the Panthers. And
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something like 24-17, and the Chargers winning.
All right.
I think that penalty. I think they should have took the touchdown away, man. They could have.
Should have never been a penalty.
It shouldn't have been a penalty in the first place. Yeah. The
competition committee has to get together.
Helmet?
Yeah, he wasn't on the field to play, and because
Yeah.
of that, it's never a penalty. If he was
Right.
on the field to play when he took off his helmet, then yeah, it's a penalty. So
Right.
Dean Blandino, the competition committee, they cleared it up, and that should have never been called.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been.
But it's just another example of the referees dropping the ball, which they've been doing all year long.
Walker threw a pretty pass.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the wrong time to tell you who Ridley bet on this game, or?
Oh, ain't that something?
Makes you wonder if that's why he's a Jaguar now.
I know, for real.
Ridley. Yeah.
Didn't they trade him too, right? Didn't he just get traded?
They sure
To the
did.
Jaguar.
Yeah, they traded
Hey!
There he is, the great Bretsky.
What's going on, boys?
Oh, dude.
What's going on, bro?
We got the
How you doing,
Fantastic
buddy?
Five here now. The Furious Five.
We got the 5 screen.
Uh-huh.
Done deal.
If we get any more guys on, we're going to have to go to the Octo screen.
Yeah, man.
Have a little picture.
Few more. We have enough to run a defense.
Right.
Yeah, like the
Definitely
Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
Hey, I would put money that this starting 5 would beat the Nets.
I think so too.
Oh, well, definitely. At
We got them-
minimum,
we got-
I'm
we-
gonna
we
put
got-
6 of them.
We got them fundamentals. We'll do it.
Well, we're putting Idris on KD because they already
got
have a little bit of.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Richie's Kyrie. Richie's Kyrie. I got it.
I had a mean hook shot in high school.
All right.
And so did the guy that helped deliver your first NBA championship, Mr. Lou Alcindor at the time, Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar today. All right, we're all over the place. Bretsky, before we move games, what is your prediction for the Chargers and Falcons?
I'm gonna take Falcons on this one.
Oh, me too. Okay.
I'm gonna take Falcons. They're playing well. Foreman is a beast, or not Foreman. It's
Don't worry.
You don't know
Man,
his
every-
name
Yeah,
either.
no.
John didn't know, and I didn't know either.
yeah, no. I think Kyle Pitts is he's doing what he's supposed to do, but I think Kyle Pitts is actually gonna have a really good game. Mariota.
Mariota.
He's playing.
Mariota.
Mariota.
Morimoto, we're watching.
I'm
We're
still
watching the
thinking.
Iron Chef over here.
That's the restaurant across the street.
I know. I'm still thinking. Yeah,
Mr.
exactly.
Motorola. Okay.
I've been at work a lot. I'm so sorry. I've been at work a lot.
Motorola.
Not Morimoto. Yeah, no. Mariota.
He's not
I think
Japanese,
he's
man.
playing. He's playing well, boys.
Yeah.
Like he's making very smart decisions.
Mhm.
I think, and the Chargers defense is not playing the way they're supposed to be playing.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're missing some key guys. Most recently, J.C. Jackson. But you got the Falcons pulling this one out.
I do. I'm going to say 28-24 Falcons.
Everyone has
To
it
the
close.
listeners and the viewers, I just want to say thank God that there's like 6 teams on a bye week because we just took 10 minutes on that game. I think it's awesome, though. Miami Dolphins traveling to Chicago. The Bears, newly acquired Chase Claypool, will be active for this game. The Dolphins are undefeated with Tua, and they are, well, actually, I take that back. He did get injured in the Bengals game, so that did document a loss. The point is, they are a much better team with Tua. Tua is back. And they're the only team in the NFL that can say that they beat the Buffalo Bills. With some of the new additions, I like this Dolphins team to not only handle their business on the road, in which I imagine is going to be not the best weather, but I think this is going to be the beginning of the Dolphins making a run, not necessarily to catch the Bills, but to prove that they are going to be a tough out in that AFC playoff bracket. As far as the Bears go, quality win 2 weeks ago against the New England Patriots. I was kind of making fun of them for giving up a second to get Chase Claypool, but obviously Justin Fields needed the help. The Bears are in a good place. Not this week, so to speak, but they are not far. The Bears are gradually getting better. I got the Dolphins winning this one. I'm going to go 30-20. I think the Bears keep it close. I think the Dolphins do what they got to do when it matters. And I'm going to call this now. The Dolphins will shut out the Bears in the fourth quarter. 30-20, Dolphins on the road.
I'll go. I'm going just the opposite, man.
Really?
I'm going 27-20 Bears. I think the weather will affect Tua.
Okay, that's a good point.
I don't. The Miami defense is suspect. I'm just saying 27-20 Bears.
I actually agree with Idris on this. I think.
Of course you do, you Patriot fan.
I am, buddy. I am. I'm sorry. I think in Chicago, the weather is going to be up in the air.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to get up there. So I think 28-20 Chicago. I think Miami is going to struggle. I think they're going to rely heavily on the run, and Chicago's going to stop them. I don't think it's going to be a passing escapade by any means. I think Chicago's got them this time around. At Chicago,
all right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a blizzard in Chicago this weekend. I mean, I don't know. There's always that possibility.
Supposed to be rain.
If,
it may not be a blizzard, but it's going to be bad weather.
It's going to be still some rain. Rain.
I think Hill and Waddle are going to get about 7 catches each for over 100 yards each. I think it's going to be the Dolphins and Tua taking it to the Bears 30-17.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah, so the weather report is calling for 65 and sunny. The rain is supposed to be on Saturday. So
no, but we were saying the field might be
Yeah.
I don't care about the field. The field, it's all about what the weather is in that moment.
I was thinking more about
Zappy,
the turnover of the field.
Like they can predict what's going to happen on Saturday.
I'm calling for a mud game. Is what I'm getting at. I think the field is going to be rather muddy.
That's going to affect the pass.
Either way, if it's a mud game or not, the Chicago Bears are one of the worst teams in the NFL at stopping the run. And then you bring in a Mike McDaniel run offense that not only does he have a good running game, but he now has the likes of Jeff Wilson back there to team up with Raheem Mostert. No way they're going to stop that. And then, by the way, if it is a muddy type of game, if it is a game where you got to run quicker 5-yard slants, well, you got the receivers to do it with Hill and Waddle. So, I mean, no, I think
that's the shout that I like because you could use the Bears' aggressiveness against them.
Against them, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm taking – I just don't see Chicago – this is not the Patriots. The Bears are playing some inspired football to not allow Belichick to
Well, what a low blow.
No, I'm sorry. This is a much different type of game. But no, I think
love
Miami's going to go in there.
That was
Miami
Okay.
has
Okay.
made the moves. They brought in Bradley Chubb to do the one thing that they've been missing. It's going to open things up for Jalen Phillips on the other side, rushing the quarterback. They'll be just fine. They're going to come out of there with a W, 31-17, Miami.
Zappy from the top rope.
That
the
was
Patriots.
awesome. And I'm suspecting something here. Idris's uncle won a Super Bowl with arguably the greatest football team ever assembled, that being the 1985 Chicago Bears. I think Idris is kind of digging maybe like a little bit from the family homerish level for the fact that the Dolphins were the only team to beat the 85 Bears behind the great Dan Marino. So okay. Yeah, I knew that was founded off of – I'm like, bro, stop it.
Never forgive him for that, man.
I get it,
They messed
though.
up that whole season. Yeah.
Shout out Emery Moorhead. We're going to move it along
You nailed it.
to Brett, start this one, man. Your man, Eli Apple.
Hey,
Tear it down.
My boy.
let me find that video.
I tell you what.
Don't worry, it's on YouTube. I'll
you don't-
upload it.
You don't have to find it. It's there. It's in the history. Eli Apple versus DJ Moore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Say
Eli
that again.
Apple versus DJ Moore.
Crab
Chill
apple
bumps
versus
all
DJ
over my
Moore.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chills, right?
Okay.
Listen, the Bengals are struggling without Jamar Chase. They are struggling. Their offense is just they're off tempo. They're not in sync.
The O-line sucks.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
still.
I mean, Panthers. I mean, man, what a game last weekend.
What a game to lose, though. God almighty.
Yeah, I know,
bad.
but I think I mean that was one of the best games of the whole weekend. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. No doubt. Probably the best
Yeah.
game of the weekend.
Probably.
But I think man, after DJ's his whole helmet removal thing and the whole penalty,
Mm-hmm.
I think man, this is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough one. I think I believe it or not, Panthers on the road, man. I'm taking it. 23-19 Bengals. I'm sorry, Panthers. 23-19 Panthers. On the road.
For everything Brett said, I agree, and I'm going.
Are you
20
kidding me right
I'm
now?
going 28-24 Panthers.
Bam!
What is going on?
What is going on?
Bam!
The planets
Dude,
are aligning, man. Just
It's almost like it's like a Richie and Zappy thing where they all agree on everything.
I'm starting to think
Now-
these two conspired now.
Now it's me and Idris agreeing on everything.
28-24 Panthers, man.
Yeah.
I have faith in John. John, what is your prediction on this game here?
I think the Bengals can't play any worse than they did Monday night.
God.
Indeed.
Maybe they'll run Mixon a little more with Chase being out, but they still have Boyd and Higgins as on their wide receivers. I think Burrow will probably throw for 300 yards, 350 maybe, and the Panthers have been playing good ball over their heads, I think. But I'm going to go Bengals 27, Panthers 17.
So you got Burrow getting it
Bengals
back
at
this
home.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Burrows
got
will have a
back.
big week.
All right.
Mr. Zappy, what are your thoughts on this one?
The Bengals with Jamar Chase also struggled last year, both games versus the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have had Joe Burrow's number. Let's get that one straight.
It's a good shout.
When it's the Battle of Ohio, Cleveland comes to play. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, when going back to this game, look, Carolina's been playing some good football. They should have won last week. They came out and beat the Buccaneers before that, and but I think a play like the way the game ended last week really can bring a team down moving forward, especially when you're already one of those mediocre to bad teams. Cincinnati, they got smacked. They got punched hard, but I don't see them getting punched again. I think they're going to come out this week. They've got to rely, like John said, on Joe Mixon. They need to run the ball early and often. And, I mean, as far as the receivers go, they still have Boyd. They still have Higgins. I think they'll be just fine. They're playing at home. This is the kind of game you want to get after a loss to Cleveland. I have Cincinnati winning this game 24-17.
The Deontay Foreman, who Brett mentioned a little too early, has been off to a torrid start in his Panthers career now that Christian McCaffrey is gone. I have a feeling that this could be a game featuring the running backs in a big way. I have Foreman having a solid game, and he's going to be the only reason why I think the Panthers actually hang around in this thing. But I'm calling for Samaje Perine sighting, and I actually think that he's going to be a big contributor into this game because I think with what we've noticed not only in the Browns game but lately with the Bengals is that their offensive line, similar to last year, is just getting owned week in, week out. Burrow's getting hit too much. But, even in the absence of Chase, to John's point, you got Higgins. You still have Tyler Boyd, who's coming off a monster weekend. And I do think that the combination of Mixon and Perine are actually going to be what shines in this game. I got I'm going to go 34-20 Bengals. I think this game is going to be close going into the fourth. And I think the Bengals, similar to what I said about the Dolphins, are going to shut out the Panthers in the fourth quarter.
All right.
Does anyone know how many times Burrow's been sacked already this season?
But I know it's been quite a bit.
If you want to look that up, Zappy, we're gonna let John start here.
It might be a Guinness Book of World Records.
Packers Lions. Well,
yeah, I mean, I hear you like the Packers a little, so I figured you might as well start this.
I mean,
rumor has it.
Yeah,
rumor has it. Yeah, Packer fan for 60 years, I guess so. This should be the Packers game. I mean, we have trouble beating the Lions. They beat us usually once every year. Even when last year they beat us the last game of the season. Gave us
that one with a bit of an asterisk. A little bit of an asterisk last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lazard's going to play. Sammy Watkins came back. He was a non-factor against Buffalo. But I think Rodgers will continue to have a connection with Dobbs. Tunyon is getting more targets now. And if we can hold down DeAndre Swift, I see the Packers winning 24-14. And, the Packers didn't do a thing on trade deadline. I guess that tells me where their heads are right now. They don't feel like they've got a good enough team to go very far in the playoffs if they even make them. So I'm a little frustrated about that. But their management has frustrated me before. And you can't blame it all on Rodgers. I know. Well, matter of fact, tonight on the Around the Horn, the Frank Isola said, well, they lost Adams because Rodgers' contract was too much. Well, they offered Adams more than what the Raiders paid him.
Sure did.
But he had it in his mind. He was out of there. Yeah. And now I just say let's groom Dobbs to be the next Adams. But the Packers will win this game.
I mean, I don't know why. Why wouldn't Adams go to the Raiders? I mean, they're rooming together. They're training together.
The best quarterback in the league plays in Las Vegas. All right.
I'm gonna make this short and
Carl
sweet.
Looks terrible.
Thank you. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I think the Packers have a signature game on defense, something that the Packer faithful have been waiting for. They do have a talented defense, but yes, they are underachieving. And I do think that this game is going to be won on the backs of the combination in that backfield between A.J. Dillon and Mr. Aaron Jones. Aaron Rodgers helped spearhead a bit of a comeback albeit nothing to feel good about when you lose by double digits and you're a winning franchise. For at least 1 week, the Packers are going to reassert themselves and try to make a stretch run. You know, they are not dead, but they definitely have to start playing better football. And, you know, Matt LaFleur, this is his first true losing streak. He was off to one of the greatest starts in Packers history amongst the greats, you know, the Curly Lambos, the Vince Lombardis, Mike Holmgrens. He's in that breath in terms of beginning a coaching career in Green Bay as the main guy. Packers,
3 losses and 4 losses in his first 3 seasons. So, he has.
You could almost forgive what's happening right now. I'm going Packers 30, Packers 29, Lions 20. Packers 29, Lions 20.
All right. After the recent comments from Aaron Rodgers after Sunday's game, he pretty much put the blame not only on the coaching, but the young receiver staff, which by all means he has every right to, but he is calling people out. Mm-hmm. And this is either going to be the game that's going to make you or break you. And granted, you're on the road.
They're playing a 1-win team.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They are a division team, and the Packers are not playing well right now. Bottom line, they are.
I actually think they gained a little confidence in Buffalo, even in a defeat.
No. Why? Because Buffalo played like crap.
Well, it takes a little bit of both, don't it?
After a bye week, Buffalo played like crap. I get it.
It takes a little bit of both.
No.
I think the Packers showed some fight. What I was happy to see, just from the sense of a competitive level, is that the Packers were pissed off. You want to see guys care, even if they know they're being outclassed. That's the fun of getting the ship right.
I get it.
Guys were pissed off.
I get it, and they should be pissed off. They're playing like crap.
They're better than their record.
The way that Aaron Rodgers called out everybody, he was like, we need to draft better. We need to, let me take guys off the field and bring my own guys in. It was a shit show.
I didn't see the interview, so I have to revisit it.
I didn't see that interview either.
It was bad.
I thought that interview was 2 weeks ago, but I could be mistaken.
No, it was literally on Monday.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was on Monday. It didn't look good for Rodgers.
I'm definitely at the conclusion of the show. I do want to see it now that you bring it to my attention.
Yeah, he was calling out, LaFleur. He was calling out the receivers.
He threw everybody else saying, if you don't.
He's frustrated. He's frustrated, and I get it. I get both sides of it. But this was to be expected to a level. I don't think that many of us thought the Packers would be 3-5 at this juncture of the year.
Well, that was you, not me.
But I think you didn't have them at 3-5. Don't start that nonsense.
Yeah, but I didn't have him coming out on top of the division. I didn't have him going to the Super Bowl. You did.
I did.
I had him competing.
I know.
I think I had him like 5-2.
What Rodgers put out on Monday, it was literally calling out everybody on his team. The receivers,
it was pretty rough. Yeah.
The managing, the decision making, he literally put it on the line.
Yeah. He laid it
out. They're in a rough spot, man. They're in a rough spot.
Was that on the Pat McAfee show, Brett?
They have to win on the road.
Was that on McAfee, Brett? Was that on the McAfee show?
No, that wasn't. That wasn't on McAfee. That was Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The man who originally coined phrase Matt LaFleur. Got you. Okay, I'm gonna check it out though. I do want to see it. Zappy, what's your prediction? What's your prediction before we move along?
Don't forget me.
Yeah.
I won't.
What's yours, Brett?
I'm taking the Lions in a close matchup. 23-18. 23-18 Lions.
Idris, what you got? Then we'll bump it back up to Zap.
Mine will be quick. They're gonna run the ball down Detroit's throat.
Yes, sir.
30-20.
Okay. Zappy, what do you have here?
All right.
That's our first Idris and Brett disagreement, by the way.
Yeah.
First of all, this is a must-win for Green Bay. This is a must-win. after this week they have Dallas, Tennessee, and Philadelphia.
Yeah,
If you don't beat the Lions, you're not making the playoffs.
it's over.
They need to win this game. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be on Aaron Rodgers' arm. And secondly, let me say that sometimes when your team leader, your captain says things like that, and it sparks the locker room up, and it doesn't necessarily separate it. I'm taking Green Bay in this game. I think they're going to run the ball. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon for over 200 yards combined.
Yeah.
And they walk away with this game 27-13.
Well, it's either going to make or break them. I honestly don't know.
They're going to run it down.
Final. No, I have a good idea. The Lions find ways to lose. One final thing I want to say about the Aaron Rodgers thing, and I haven't seen the interview yet, and I will visit it. That way we can speak on it more.
Yep.
There was another legendary quarterback prior to Aaron Rodgers that had no issue talking about what was going on upstairs or around him. More so later in his career, that being the great Brett Favre. So I wouldn't take too much out of that. It's just a guy that wants to win, and he's pissed off. The Raiders, the Jaguars. Man, this is mediocrity at its finest. We've got Derek Carr coming off, in my opinion, his worst season. Midway through, he is at worst season ever. He got his buddy Devontae with him. Darren Waller may very well miss this game again. On the flip, the Jacksonville Jaguars recently made a trade. It's not going to be activated this week or anytime this year. Calvin Ridley will not be a member until next year. I got to see the Jaguars with my friend Idris up close and personal. And what I will say is they are scrappy. They are a scrappy bunch. But my biggest concern with this team, not just this week, but in general, is I am starting to question if Trevor Lawrence could potentially be a bust. You have two quarterbacks playing like dog crap. Let me just call it like it is. They both playing like crap. I like the Raiders in an ugly one here, and mainly because I think the Raiders are going to be able to run the ball just a little better and just make a few more plays on defense. I don't trust either one of these quarterbacks, but I do trust the Raiders defense just a little bit more in this game than the Jacksonville defense. So I'm going to go Raiders 20, Jaguars 13.
You know something? When our fans were saying tank for Trevor, I said Trevor Lawrence is not that guy. He is not that guy. I said Trevor Lawrence.
Thirst crew, are you?
I think I am.
I think you're talking about that thirst crew.
I am.
Now they want to praise DJ.
I said Trevor Lawrence is Jameis Winston. No, he's not. Said yes. I said because he throws a lot of
I actually thought he was Jamie Lee Curtis, but that's just me.
That too. Yeah. That too.
Where's that laugh coming? I thought
that was me. That's me. It's me. I'm right here.
That's the invisible Zappy.
Zappy looked like he was passing out, and then he turned the camera off.
I didn't turn the camera off. I'm pulling up.
Some things never change.
You look like you were passing out, like you're ready to fall.
He is James Winston to me. I think he's a little bit more accurate than Winston, but he's Jameis Winston. I always felt that way.
Doug Peterson might want his own guy.
I think so. He's going to want his own guy. They're scrappy. The defense is real. The defense will get at you. That's
They're
the great
aggressive
thing about it. But I think the Raiders. I think Josh McDaniel just destroyed that team.
Yeah, he's good at doing that when he's a head coach.
Yeah, he did it in Denver. He's doing it in the other.
And I hate their defense. And, Patrick Graham. And, you and I could complain for years about Patrick Graham with that soft zone coverage. Yeah. I don't know what to make of the Raiders. But what I do know is that if they're going to right the ship next year, they got to start thinking about life after Derek Carr. Derek Carr is cooked. He is done.
I'm going to go with the Raiders, though. I'm going to go 27-17. But, I think they're going to light it up this week. But after this year, I think they got to move on. They got to move on.
They haven't. Not that they were that right before the Chiefs loss.
Yeah.
But that whole Devontae incident, they've been even worse after that.
They've been worse since. And that 24-0 loss, 24-0?
It's hard to get shut out in today's NFL.
Yeah.
That's doing something on defense.
You
gotta applaud the Saints for that. You'd really do.
Yeah, look who shut them out. I'm like, okay.
2 shutouts this year, to my knowledge. the Patriots are the owners of the other shutout against the Detroit Lions. That was impressive because the Lions scored a lot of points going into that. What do we got around the board here for this classic matchup?
I'm going to call it a tie.
A tie?
This game is going to end at a tie, 20-20.
Oh.
Bottom line.
If it ends in a tie, I will send you $50. That's a hell of a take.
It's a tie game.
That's a hell of a take.
I don't call it that much.
I'm saying it live. If it's a tie, I'm sending this man.
I think ETN is going to have another blow-up game.
He'll still owe you for Eli Apple, but he'll start,
that too.
Shaving off the debt. Yeah, I won't let anybody forget. Never forget.
I think Devontae Adams comes back after a poor performance last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ETN is he's gonna put his mark on the game like he did last week.
Okay.
It's gonna be a close game, but at the end of the day, I don't think any of these teams know how to win.
No.
Sad to say, but I don't think they don't know how to win when it comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game.
They know how to lose, though.
They know. They both
the tie.
They both know how to lose. They both know how to lose.
These two quarterbacks that have more interceptions than touchdown passes.
Hence the tie. 2020, calling it.
If it's a tie, I swear.
Zappy, do you even want to talk about this game, or do you just want me to move it along?
This to me comes down to which team is more dysfunctional, and honestly, I think it's the Raiders. They had much higher expectations this year. The Raiders had expectations that a lot of people were saying
they were rooming together. They were living together.
Everything,
Raiders.
But a lot of people were choosing this team to win the division. Jaguars were coming into this team expected to be finishing in third place this year, maybe 7 wins. They haven't really under or overachieved. They've been doing exactly what we thought they would do this year.
Yeah. The Jaguars are a work in progress. For sure.
And I will say, if you ask me between Doug Peterson or Josh McDaniel, who I trust more right now, I trust Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
He's at least done it at the elite level and won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, where Josh McDaniel had to do it while he was sitting behind Belichick. And then
so do you really believe? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you really believe that this Raiders failure is more predicated on who the head coach is and not so much anything else past that? Because on paper, this is a team that made the playoffs last year, fought their way in an epic Week 18 game. I don't know, man.
Once again, you look at McDaniel's history as head coach, and this is the same story, just different chapter. It's one of those that we've seen this before, and it's almost the same script. And then as far as Trevor Lawrence goes, that's why you made the trade for Calvin Ridley, because next year he finally has that number 1 receiver. I hit on this yesterday talking about the trade, that I like this trade. Lawrence does, Lawrence, he has been getting better, but then he comes back down. Derek Carr, where Brett would say, you don't think he's going to improve this year? And you and I both said, no, he's not improving.
He's digressed, man.
He is what he is.
They're rooming together.
I got an itch on my nose.
He is what he is. This is the kind of game where you're going to learn even more that he is not the answer. You go into the draft where
they don't know that yet.
No, they know that. They know it already. But you still got half a year left where things can turn around. But I just don't see it happening with this team. And when you lose 24-0 and then have meltdowns the way they do, no, they're done. And then this is the right year to do it, because this is a good draft class.
9 games left this season. 9 games.
My sister's man, and my Uncle Randy Rios. They have, God.
You know what? Exactly.
Jaguars 23-20.
Is that, you know what thing about it?
Oh, Jaguars 23-20. Zappy calls.
They lost 24-0 against Andy Dalton.
I'm probably not going to pick the Raiders the rest of the year. Richie, my quarterback Carr got me 2.94 points last week.
Super Bowl.
Tennessee. So he's on the bench.
I just dealt him the Doherty.
I was lucky enough to pick up Justin Fields, so he's my guy the rest of the way. But anyhow, there's times I wonder if Adams thinks to himself, I used to get 7, 8, 9, 10 catch games with Rodgers. Mm-hmm. He's had a couple of them this year with Carr, but he's also had his 2 catches, 3 catches.
The most newsworthy thing he's done this year is throw down a 20-year-old novice
down.
cameraman.
That was the highlight of this
Yeah,
year.
that was brutal. That was brutal.
It was unlike him. I think Jaguars will win this one 21-14.
And Brett's changing his tune because I heard Brett suing him after that incident.
What? No, I'm keeping it a tie, man. 2020.
Well, you sue him out. You don't need that $50.
I'm keeping that a tie. 2020.
All right, guys, we spent way too much time on that crappy game, but I'm having a great time laughing at all this. The Indianapolis Colts travel to New England to take on the Patriots. I'm going to start this off short and sweet. I like what I saw last week with the Patriots. I think it took a little bit of both. Brett, I'm going to give you some credit on this. You did say that the jet run game was going to be a little lost without Breece Hall. You were correct in that. I think the Patriots are going to take advantage of if Taylor plays, not 100% if he doesn't play. They just got rid of Hines, too. I think the Patriots, this could be something similar to what they did to the Lions, something similar to what they did to the Jets. Patriot defense is gradually starting to play better.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Folk is their best asset right now.
Best offensive weapon. Yeah, you can say that.
But the Patriots are playing a gritty football, and you got to love what Ramondre Stevenson is doing. Yeah. I'm going Patriots 23, Colts 13, quality feel-good win at home, and the Patriots have still got their eyes set on the final playoff spot. The Patriots have a shot to make the playoffs. I don't know if they will, but they're definitely going to make a push.
27-17 Pats. That's all I got to say.
Stevenson is an every down back, and they need to continue doing that with him.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The Harris injury has proven that. First every down back you've had since Corey Dillon, and before him, Curtis Martin.
Yeah, no, he's an every down back. They got to keep feeding them rock. Mm-hmm. I think either Kendrick Bourne,
mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. I think Jonathan Taylor is actually playing this game. I don't think he's sitting out this one.
Well, we're going to find out as the week gets closer.
Yeah, no, I think
Taylor, be more of a maintenance thing.
Yeah, I think he's listed as questionable, but I still think he's playing.
I don't think it matters if he's playing.
With that being said, even if he does play and he's healthy, mm-hmm. and he puts up a 150-yard game, we still beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Just because their quarterback situation. I think we're going to make a fool out of their quarterback. I think we're going to do exactly what we did last week against Zach Wilson. It's the same story, but it's we're at home this time. We're not on the road, and it's legitimate. I'm calling it 27-13 Pats.
All right, Zappy, Mr. Olsen, what do you guys have on this?
Patriots will win this one. Once again, I picked the wrong Patriots running back. I picked Harris instead of Stevenson.
There you go.
I got Stevenson,
But Patriots at home and the Colts with their rookie, well, not a rookie, but Erlinger. I think they're going to pick him up about 3 times. I think they're going to let him score about 7 points. I see this one about 24-7, Patriots. And that should be that.
Zappy, what do you got before we move it along to Bills and Jets?
27-10 Pats.
What is it?
27-10 Pats.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills make the trip to MetLife Stadium to take
unanimous
on the New York Jets.
Wow.
Brett, we're on the next game. Stop talking. The Buffalo Bills are at the New York Jets. They're in MetLife Stadium. Zach Wilson coming off one of the poorer performances of his very young career. Ever since the Pittsburgh game where he showed a little life, nothing to really see. Breece Hall, no, he's not available. This is going to be a beatdown of mass proportions, and the Bills are coming off a game where they didn't play that well. I think they're going to be a little aggravated, and they want to reassert themselves as the favorite in the NFL. I'm going Bills 40, Jets 13. This is going to be a very humbling experience for Robert Saleh's boys. That's all I got.
35-14 14 Bills.
Mr. Olson.
This one here will go about 40-12.
Whoa.
Hey.
And
We're killing them.
Oh, are you smacking them?
and when did this Hines trade to the Bills must have happened at the stroke of midnight?
It happened at the 11th hour.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the like 2 minutes before the deadline.
Yeah.
Okay, because I looked at my phone at the end of the night. I thought I seen
It
all the
wasn't
trade.
announced until pretty much an hour after it happened. But yeah, it happened then very late.
Okay, but yeah, Allen will shine in this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
man,
it's the
he's gonna-
perfect
he's gonna-
matchup for him.
Yeah.
And Sauce Gardner is going to get a lesson from the great Stephon Diggs.
He's gonna learn something today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fair.
Wow,
I'm fair.
you've been preaching that guy all season long.
It's going to be a nice battle. It's going to be a nice battle.
It's just too much to cover.
Think,
Yeah.
38-13 Buffalo.
Zappy, what do you got on this?
Yeah, I think this game will be over by the end of the first quarter.
Unanimous.
Halfway through.
Buffalo's gonna come out early and often. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna throw the ball. They're gonna introduce Naheem Hines. He's gonna get his 8 to 10 touches. And like you said, Richie, I agree. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna give Sauce a little bit of the NFL taste of what it's like to face an elite receiver.
He's gonna give him some sauce.
Little bit of that humble pie.
Some of that Buffalo sauce.
I think it's going to be a blowout as well. I have Buffalo winning this game 41-13.
Yeah, Zappy, but I'm going to back you up on that. I don't think Hines is going to get that boatload. I think Cook is going to come in and show what he has.
Well, he might be able to because they're going to be winning by 3 or 4 scores.
Exactly.
The Vikings.
Hines does not.
Brett,
know
next game. That when you come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Christ. This is why my shows are always an hour and 20 minutes. The Minnesota Vikings at the Washington football team. Just kidding, not at the Redskins. No, they're from the Commanders. I got the Vikings winning this one. Close, low-scoring game. TJ Hawkinson is going to be the difference in this game. I got him hitting pay dirt twice. Vikings 32, Commanders 24.
I'm gonna go Vikings 31, Commanders 17.
Mr. Olson.
Yeah, the Vikings have improved their team now with Hawkinson. They're all in on this season. They see the Packers are down, so they want to take their division, which is probably going to be their division now with 6 wins already. But they'll beat the Commanders 24-17.
Yeah,
leaning towards unanimous here.
The Z?
I'll take the Vikings 29-23.
Looks like unanimous. What you got, Zap?
24-23, my upset of the week.
Uh-oh.
Panthers.
We got the Seahawks traveling to Arizona. The Seattle Seahawks are coming off a pretty feel-good win against my New York Giants. Richie James really slaughtered our chances of making any comeback, but I got to tip my hat to Seattle.
Is he still on the
Their
roster?
defense. Oh, God. Their defense.
They gave him a raise.
Their defense stymied the Giant rushing attack. And they were just on the Giants all game. The Giants don't score a touchdown in this game were it not for a great play by Adoree Jackson on Tyler Lockett. As far as the Cardinals go, they've been a mixed bag all year. But since the return of DeAndre Hopkins, that offense has been clicking a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a shootout here. I think you're going to see a lot of points being scored. In the end, I got the Cardinals winning this thing 34-27. I got the Cardinals winning this one. And, in that very topsy-turvy NFC West, it's a little early, but I got the Cardinals as my 7th seed. I think Seattle's going to regress when it counts. That will be revealed. I like the Cardinals in this one.
I haven't had any faith in the Cardinals since the start of the season. I said they would finish third, and I still feel that way. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Geno's playing smart football. The defense is that just like with the Giants. I think the defense will stack the line and just say, okay, let's make Murray throw the ball. I'm going Seahawks 30, Cards 24.
Gretzky, what you got here?
I think it's gonna be high scoring, man. Like I like what Walker is doing on the Seattle side of the ball, and D-Hop is back. I mean, he's playing lights out. I think it's gonna come down to running the ball and taking time off the clock. With that being said, I think Seattle has the edge. It's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be one of those, 29, 27, 30, 27 games. I'm going to take the Cardinals just because they're at home.
That's kind of my reasoning too, to be honest with you. If this game was in Seattle, I'd probably go the other way.
Yeah, if it was on the road, I can see Seattle win the game. But Cardinals, they're playing good football. They're scoring. They're in a good momentum.
They're living together. They're rooming together.
Exactly, bro. Like D-Hop is playing hot, bro. Hot. He got targeted.
D-Hop is looking good.
He got targeted over 10 times last week.
Yeah, D-Hop is the one reason why I believe that this Cardinal team could sneak in at the end. He's a special player. Mr. Olsen, what do you got on this?
Well, Brett's boy D-Hop is going to have a huge game. Like he's already had 2 or 3, right, Bretsky?
He's had 2 since he came back.
Probably
he's been awesome since his return.
He's only played 2 games, and he's had 2 great games.
He's
2
locked
touchdowns. I think Seattle's been playing good ball, but I think that maybe Murray's going to, have a really great game. He hasn't had very many good games, but D-Hop has jumped his game up a lot. Cardinals 27, Seattle 17. And although I do like what Geno Smith is doing there in Seattle, he's really resurrected his career, and they're not missing Russell Wilson at all.
I'll tell you what, though, if Seattle did win, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
like they play well. They play well together. And if they win, it wouldn't surprise me. But
they're buying in.
Bretsky, we could say that about every game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still picking the Cards though, but it wouldn't surprise me if Seattle wins.
Zap, what are your thoughts on this?
I like the way Seattle's playing right now. Arizona, they've been playing good with DeAndre Hopkins back, but he doesn't play defense, and he also doesn't run the ball. And Kyler Murray has got some Call of Duty convention he's attending on Saturday night, so that's going to affect him coming on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to affect him in a big way.
But
that's like when I do my all-night Madden tournaments, and then I got to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's
the same guy.
I think this game comes down to coaching, and I trust Pete Carroll a little more than I do Cliff Kingsbury. I think Seattle. I mean, they've had the Cardinals' number over the last few years. They did lose last year 1 game. But Seattle beat them earlier this year. They beat them again last year. I think Seattle goes into Arizona and comes out with a W on this one. I do think it will be close, but I think ultimately it's 27-24.
You know something? It makes you wonder, was Russell Wilson that good, or was it Pete Carroll?
Well, we all know that during those early
Carroll.
years, it was that defense and Marshawn Lynch.
I think once upon a time, Russ was a really good quarterback. I just
think he was good.
Father Time.
It was the Legion of Doom and Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. Geno's balling out, man.
The Rams travel to Tampa. This is a team that has had the Buccaneers number over the course of the last couple of years. This is the year that I think the Buccaneers respond, finally get a win against this team. These are 2 teams that are both going through it. The Rams more than have a Super Bowl hangover. And the Bucs are still kind of punching, trying to hang around in a very weird NFC South. I'm calling for a low-scoring game here, but at the end of the day, I trust Tom Brady more than I trust Matthew Stafford. I think you're going to see some signature moments out of Brady, and I think that they're going to be very focused. It's going to look like two better teams are playing each other, and the reality of it is similar to the Green Bay game against Tampa. No offense, John. They're going to rise to the occasion because of recent history. Neither one of these teams are all that good, but the Buccaneers win this one 20-17.
It depends on Cooper Kupp, man. He hadn't practiced all week. Still ankle issues. Damn. Both need to win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Damn.
It's not an easy one to call. The Rams just look so bad.
I'm gonna go Rams, man. In the close one. I'm gonna go Rams.
Okay.
28-24.
Wow.
It's a hard one for me, man.
Wow.
Rescue, what you got here?
I got Tampa winning this one. Just because Cooper Kupp's health issue. We don't know. He's questionable. He hasn't practiced. Even if he does come in, he's not 100%.
No.
But Cooper Kupp's 100% is equivalent to, 80% of the other receivers in the league. I think he's gonna be more of a decoy.
I'm confused with your percentages, but okay.
Yeah, but Rams don't have a running game. I think Tampa really devours them with Fournette and the short passing game. Tampa 27, Rams 19. 27-19.
We're coming up on the 3-minute mark. Zap, what are your thoughts on this?
I call this the battle for OBJ game. I think the winner of this game is the heads-on favorite to land OBJ, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think Todd Bowles is going to do the right thing and put pictures of Pete Davidson shirtless all over Tom Brady's locker room. And Brady comes out and has himself a great game.
Pistol Pete.
No, it's the only reason why I'm going with the Buccaneers over the Rams is only because the game is being played in Tampa.
Yeah.
If this game was being played in LA, I would have it the other way around, maybe. But also the Cooper Kupp injury, honestly, I would not play him. He's too valuable. That injury is not exactly a game where you want him to play at 60% or even 75%, where you can risk a further injury. We're only at the halfway point. Still a lot of football left. I think he's got to sit. I'm taking the Bucs 20-17.
Speaking of pistol, I'm going to make this short and sweet. Friend of the show, Kim Murphy, brought to my attention that was actually photoshopped. But
I thought so. I wanted to say something to you about that.
I'm still putting my money on pistol.
I'm putting it on Antonio Brown.
Nah.
Not only do we talk sports on the Richie Hicks Jr. show, we also had comedy.
Yep.
Yeah, this has been quite the.
Just look at the photo of the way Antonio Brown and Giselle's, the way she's glazing into his eyes when they won the Super Bowl. Like, she's in love with him. And then after that Instagram photo of him in Abu Dhabi,
she saw AB as another child. I think that's what it was.
Well, and I think she's going to be calling him daddy real soon.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy!
Stop it! Stop it!
Don't upset Brett. He still has a poster in his room of Tom Brady. I understand.
Oh, damn!
Is it right next to the one?
I have a lot of shit, dude.
Is it next to the one of Pete Davidson?
Dude, I think takes his Thundercats.
When Gretzky takes his Hulk Hogan vitamins in the morning. Listen. Our Sunday night and Monday night games, we are going to be featuring on a separate video